The genetics here. I'm Polish and Irish. I get the Polish from my mother's side and the Irish from my father's best friend, but that's a story for another time. My husband and I never had kids of our own. I never had my own children, and when this boy was born in Vietnam, so I didn't get to be hands-on right away. I had to kind of worship him from afar, but we got little pictures, you know, and whatnot. I think 1970 was my favorite year. That's when my boy came to the States. We get emotional still when we talk about it. I lived in Newington. I lived in Newington at the time, and I got a chance to be a part of his little life. And geez, just the cutest little kid. Not the brightest kid. No, not at first. I used to see him. He'd sit there. Of course, we got Anthony and Leo and little Noy, and he wasn't very nice to his sister. I'll tell you that right now. Used to lock his sister. You remember used to lock his sister in the bedroom and then shut the lights out. She's scared. Used to tell her you're gonna punch her if she didn't do what she was supposed to do. Oh yeah. He's got quite a past. Knocked his brother Anthony's front teeth out with a shovel as I speak. God is my witness. He really did you.
He knocked my teeth out.
Oh, no. But I remember looking at my little Jim with his little incredible Hulk under his jaw. He would look up at me. This is probably when, I don't know, how old were you, Jim? I don't know what age, but he would get real spacey. You know, like little boys do. We kind of geeky little kids. You know? It was like the wheel was turning, but the hamster was gone. I used to look down at Jim and I'd say, Jim, and all of a sudden he'd look up at me and I'd say, the gates are down, the lights are flashing, the train ain't coming. This is Jim. He'd look up at me like a little dog looking at a ceiling fan. He wasn't down, you know. Scared to death of the nuns at St. Mary's. Remember that? Scared to death of the nuns. Those memories, you know, they mean so much to me. When I think back of him, he's all grown up. I stopped at Dunkin' Donuts on the way. I don't get out much. I moved out of Newington years ago, and when I get out to the city, oh, don't I love the Dunkin' Donuts? They bind me up, but I still do. Sue sent me a coupon for brand muffins. I don't want to embarrass anybody, but Judas Priest, have a couple of those. I must have had, I don't know, 2 or 3 on a Monday. I told Jim I had another 2 or 3 on a Tuesday, and honest to goodness, by Wednesday I was passing Wicker Burger. You want a rattan chair? Here it comes. Oh, gosh. This is Halloween. We have so many memories of Halloween, I know. As I said, I moved out of Newington. And I moved up north, just for the heck of it. Town way up north, Ashland, New Hampshire. Any of you ever been there? Ashland, what a dump that. You look around the folks in Ashland, you understand why some animals eat their own young. Oh, I'm telling you, we got more Boytons in the town. Well, they marry each other. I told you, he doesn't believe me, but they really do. The family tree is probably shaped more like a wreath than one year I just going green and I went as 2 acres of crabgrass. I don't know if Jim told you kids this story or not. Forgive me if I offend anyone, but this was, I think Jim would, well, he'd gone to Alaska, he'd come back. I think you were probably 25, 24, something like that. Yeah, with the cow costume. Remember the cow costume, Jim? I made up a quarter of a costume. 2 people cow costumes. I think looked just like a real cow. It really did. And I said to Jim, I said, we're going to go to the Halloween party at VFW. So he said, all right. And he got in the front of the cow, and I got in the back. And I told him, I said, we're not going to walk down the main street of town. No, we're going to walk through the farms into the back door. Looked like a real cow coming out the pasture. Where you got some colored stuff in your hair. You don't want to turn that way. We're in the cow costume. We're laughing like crazy. He was waving his hoof at cars going by until everything come to a stop in the pumpkin. Jim noticed it first. The Valancourt's bull coming down over the grassy knoll with what to this day I think had kind of a seductive look on his face. So I said to Jim, this is honest to goodness, I said, Jim, what the heck are we going to do now? He turned his little cow face around. I don't know, Aunt Henrietta. I'm going to stand here quiet and eat grass. If I were you, I'd bend over and brace yourself. Oh, we have had more there. Oh, he named our building. Did you tell him about the building? This is recent. We have an annex building we just built onto the farm to just save a little extra money. Because farming nowadays with the economy, we're not doing like we used to do. We rented the left half out to a veterinarian in June. Well, last month we rented the right side out, thank God. To, of all people, a taxidermist. And clever puss over here, because he's so smart, he really is. He put a sign up, we just love it, and people are stopping by to look at it. It says, veterinary, taxidermy, either way you get your pet back. Isn't that clever? He's all grown up. My little boy, I just can't believe it. Every birthday, of course, he went out on the big Mount Washington, that was quite a thrill for him. He had fun on that, but I think this will be a memory for you, haven't you? Yeah. See, he went off to college, and not many of the family members did go to college. He went to a school in Massachusetts, and I told him, I said, you ought to come up and go to UNH, because it's a good school. Not Plymouth State. You know how to get a Plymouth State college graduate off your porch? Pay him for the pizza. Patty Sam, that's all I do is Patty. Whoa, yeah. They don't go to classes. No, I live 5 minutes from that college. But he went to UNH and graduated, and he does still have that kind of side of him that's a little bit geeky. But he's my boy, and he has been, and I don't know if you kids know this or not, you've been here about 25 years, if my count is right, because you came here right after school.
Yeah, 21.
21, yeah, well, close enough. You've been married to Sue for almost 20. Yeah. You know Sue, all of you know Sue? Nicest girl you ever want to meet. Oh, she's a princess. We didn't know how we were going to get someone like that. But anyway, I kid because I love you. He's a handsome boy. He can get anybody but Sue. When he first met her, she thought he was a weirdo. He thought it was love at first sight. It was not love at first sight. She thought he was a little strange. Because, the computer geeky part of him just kind of, but then one thing led to another, and pretty soon I'm meeting Sue, and she's sweet and good girl, nice girl, and they really like each other. I've been married 52 years to the same man, and it's not the same at all. It's not like they have. What they have is something I'd love to have with Walter Earl. We're very different. My husband is very different than me, isn't he, honey? Walter, Uncle Walter. Yeah. He smiles because I'm very cuddly, touchy-feely, very sensitive. Jim says I'm thin-skinned. Yes, I guess I am. Sometimes I am a little thin-skinned. My husband is more of a, Walter is, he's a jerk, actually. I think the only time Walter and I